Hi everybody, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be setting up week 25. I believe that's correct. It is the week of June 17th through the 23rd. I hope that you are all doing well. I first want to thank everybody for their patience. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I lost a very important mentor and it kind of hit me hard. And so I took a week off to just process that death. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me well wishes, condolences. I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll start crying. I might say stories here and there throughout this video, but we shall see. I can tell you that he was a legend around the world, but more importantly, he was a philanthropist and he just had the biggest heart. He loved me and my kids tremendously. He had the utmost respect for me and I had the same for him. So it's quite a loss, but he lived a long, legendary life and I am just so honored and proud to have worked for him, learned from him, and to have called him my friend and my mentor. So that's that, in case anybody was wondering. Thankfully, I was one of the people who was able to sit with him after he passed and just take my moment with him. There was only a few of us who were very close to him that were able to do that before he was taken to the funeral home. So I'm just very blessed to have had that. But I just wanted to thank everybody for their heartfelt messages to me. All right. So here is our pocket daily. I have a funny story to tell you about this whole thing for this week, and we will get into it shortly. First, if you are new here and you enjoy this kind of content, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. All right, everybody. Today is Tuesday. Normally, I'm behind and I do it on a Monday, but so many things happened in the last in the last 12 hours that not even the last 6 hours, maybe. I don't know. We'll get into it here shortly. But I wasn't even going to set up the week because I was going to be traveling this entire week. And as you can see, I'm sitting in my office, in my desk, and I'm not traveling. So we will get into that shortly. Let's just jump in and get started, shall we? Let's take her out because we know that she's getting harder and harder to do when she's in here. And I think I have, let me grab some Post-its to level her out, hopefully. Okay. And you know what I've realized also is that we haven't done that'll work. One maybe. No, I think I need two. We haven't gone back to decorate, like to put my stickers. I think the last time we put stickers, guys, was like May, let's see, there's May 13th. And then I don't think we have any after. So I'll do another video where we just decorate with stickers sometime this week. Okay, here we go. We are with Tombow 673. We are going to be, I think I need one. There we go. Two seems like bonkery. Okay, so let's just put this here so we don't go past the date. You guys know the routine, right? Highlight first, and then I'll give you a little backstory of why I was not. I did a video yesterday morning for my weekly reset in my Franklin Covey compact planner, my everyday planner. And literally it was like a 15-minute video and the goal was to edit it and put it up today because I knew I wasn't going to do this video due to traveling and the time got away from me. There were so many things I needed to get done. I needed to pack. I needed to close out some work items before I left. There was just a lot to do and I ended up not editing that video. So after I film this video, I'm going to edit that quick one because it's only like 15 minutes. It's not really long. But, all right, here's the deal. My dad lives in Texas. And he's about 70, I want to say he's 76. And he lives on his own. He used to take care of my uncle, who was a veteran from the Vietnam War, and he needed a caregiver. My dad was that caregiver for him until he passed away of a stroke a few years ago. And so my dad is kind of on his own, and he's very different than my mom. He's so self-sufficient. He still drives. He is like, he's my dad. He's like, you know. So anyways, every time I try to go to Texas to visit him, something comes up. Either I get sick, there's a work emergency, or something happens. It's inevitable. It just always happens that way. Let me grab my pencil board. All right, I just want it thicker so that I'm able to kind of make the lines correctly. Anyways, so I talked to my dad, I want to say last Saturday, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go see him. I tried to convince my son to come with me, which would mean, you know, we would travel on a Thursday early, have Thursday night with my dad, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then fly back late on Monday, so we would have the day with my dad. And my son, Chrissy, didn't want to come with me. He was like, it's too short notice. Why are you going so short notice? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to do it because if I keep procrastinating, something always comes up and I want to go see my dad. And maybe it did have something to do with the fact that Warren had passed away. And I don't know. I was just feeling, I was sitting, okay, so with Warren, he had a list of people that he wanted to see, or to allow him to see, before the funeral home picked him up. So he was already deceased, and they called me and told me that he had passed, and I was like shocked, even though he was 95, almost 96. It was just, I don't know. And he knew, just so you guys know, Warren and I worked together for almost 10 years, and he knew I don't believe in funerals. And not that I don't believe in them, I just don't attend funerals. My mentality has always been that when you're alive, you make memories, you visit, you send flowers. You don't wait till somebody's dead. I always felt like funerals are more about the people going than it is about the person who's deceased, because I feel like sometimes, I don't know, Warren and I used to talk about it all the time, and he knew how I felt about it, and he used to get so angry, and he's like, so when I die, you're not gonna come to the funeral? I'm like, I love you, but no. I'm not, because I know that I shared wonderful experiences with you. I don't need to go show off that I knew you, right? So anyways, point of the story is, I think he knew that, he remembered that, so he left instructions that when he passed, that I would be allowed to privately go spend time with him. And I did. They made it so beautiful, and I was able to sit with them for an hour or so before, just to say goodbye. And I maybe seeing him that way, maybe it did trigger something with my dad, you know, that I needed to go see my dad. Like, I don't want, yeah, I can't talk about it because I'll start crying. Okay. Anyways, the point of the story is I booked my flight. Okay. I booked my flight. Chrissy, my son, decided he didn't want to come with me. So I changed my dates. I thought, okay, it's always cheaper to fly, and I'm a spoiled brat, just so everybody knows, and I always fly first class. And so I was like, okay, well, the flights are, you know, a few hundred cheaper if I go on Tuesday rather than Thursday. So I went ahead and booked it and got the hotel, which is horrendous because where my dad lives, the nearest like 5-star hotel is like an hour away, even a 4-star hotel. And I know you guys are going to think listen, I am. When it comes to traveling, I believe in comfort, and I want to feel safe and secure. And yeah. So anyways, the point of the story is, unfortunately, a really good hotel that I would be 100% comfortable in was like an hour away from my dad, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up, I don't know, an average hotel where he lives. So what I do, and this is the reason why I love my Amex Platinum, because you basically have a travel concierge. You have somebody you can you book everything through them, and you have travel insurance, you get free checked bags, like whatever. And so I booked everything through Amex, my concierge person, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm packing. Yesterday was crazy. I just did a quick video in the morning, and that was the only video. I was like, there's no way I can do this video today that I'm doing, because there was not enough time in the day and of all the things I needed to prep for the trip. So I'm packed. I'm ready to go. I'm exhausted. I finally finished everything I need to do at midnight. I have to now be up by 5 to drive. Oh, this is not, something happened here. I want to try to keep it. Oh, it's gonna rip. I'm gonna try to keep it, you guys, before I would have to do the drive to my nearest airport. So yesterday, while I'm getting my pedicure, I get a text and an email from my airline saying, hey, there is a flood watch and severe rain and thunderstorms in Houston. You can't go straight to where my dad lives. You have to do a connection, and they are basically contacting me. Uh-oh, I just did these yesterday. Did they not cut? Okay, 2 things happened. One, my camera, my iPhone went dead for some reason in the middle of that. And number 2, I knew that this was all I had left. So this weekend or Friday, or I don't know when, I printed new ones, and I just realized that they didn't cut correctly. So now I'm going to toss these. By the grace of God, I have these. Hopefully I have enough for the week. If not, we're just going to have to make do, people. And hopefully these don't mess up, because I will be in trouble. All right, anyways, back to the story. I'm having my pedicure done, and I get an email and a text from my airline saying that Houston is experiencing severe weather warnings, and that my flight may be delayed or canceled, or I may get bumped, because the flights that are being canceled that yesterday evening would push, and they try to book people on my flights, and mine was at like an early flight, not early, but a really nice kind of mid-morning flight, because I wanted to get there in time to get a rental car, get situated in the hotel, go through any work things that I needed to get done, etc., before I went and just spent an hour, because my dad goes to sleep early. He's 76, you know. And so I knew I didn't want to keep him up. I just wanted to go get the rental car, check into the hotel, go see my dad for a little while, and then go to the hotel, work, and then start my kind of little vacation with my dad. Anyways, the point of the story, I then am like, what the heck? So I immediately call United, and mind you, I've paid for the hotel in full. I've paid for the car in full. And I'm like, what the devil? And so I call United, and they're like, look, as of right now, your flight has been, like, you're one of the flights that may get delayed or canceled. And mind you, I have a connection. So if the first portion gets delayed, I then miss my second flight. And there's only like an hour in between the connections. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, so what are the options? What do I do? And he's like, well, we're offering you to change your flight, because we're pretty sure you're either going to be canceled, delayed, and we'd rather just rebook you. And so I'm like, okay, let me think about it. Let me figure out what I'm going to do. I'm also trying to figure out what I'm trying to do here. And yeah, and so I'm like, geez Louise, it always happens. The last time I was going to go see my dad, I got horribly sick, like a flu sick, and I had to cancel everything then. And so I then called the concierge, and she's like, well, you've paid for everything in advance. Your car service can be canceled, but the hotel has a no refund policy. She's like, but we're American Express. You're a platinum member. We'll figure it out. Like, we'll get you, if they don't refund you due to this, due to the unforeseen circumstances of travel. But technically I would be canceling due to the weather, because they hadn't canceled me yet. They just alerted me that it could happen in the morning. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going. I don't care. I'll figure it out. If I get stuck in Houston, I will figure it out. I got everything in order last night. Had my alarm ready to go at, I think I did 5:30, because I had to be, I like to get there early. I like to gather myself. I like to go to the lounge, have an espresso, chill out in the lounge without any stress, and then go to my gate. You know what I mean? Ready to go. Long story short, I was gonna go literally come hell or high water, literally high water, because they were flood. They said they were gonna flood. And the airline is like, oh, you have to travel within 7 days of today, of the change. And I'm like, I'm looking at the weather. There's a little thing right here that's driving me nuts. I'm looking at the weather, and it's saying that this flood, or this crazy rain showers, are gonna last until the 25th, which is my last day that I could travel based on their rules of disruption. Sorry, I'm off camera trying to pull these out. So at any rate, I get a call at 3:30ish saying that my flight was indeed canceled or delayed, and so they're basically canceling it, and then they were going to put me on the next flight, which would get me in at like midnight, and I don't want to do that. When I'm a solo traveler, if I'm with the kids or whatever, and it's a midnight, getting it somewhere at midnight, that's fine. But that means that I would get in to the area that I'm supposed to get in with my dad at midnight. The car service place isn't open. I'd have to take an Uber, which I'm not comfortable doing at night, and that late at night, rather. I could have gotten a car service through Amex, I guess, but whatever. And so I immediately go into, okay, I need to call. So I was on the phone with United, ended up not being able to do the 7 days within their 7 days. So they just basically put my money plus a little $200 bonus into my travel bank so that I can use it for travel whenever I decide to go see my dad. But then I had to call American Express concierge. Why are these not coming out? What is happening, Noelia? So then I had to call Amex concierge instead of calling the hotel and everything myself. You just call Amex concierge, and then they do it all for you. So that's what they did. They called even though there was a non-refund policy, no cancellation on the hotel, which is so funny because it's not even a 4-star, 5-star hotel. And they're like, maybe that's why, because they don't have a lot of traffic, so they try to keep people's money when cancel. But anyways, Amex does their magic, and they get it all done. So by the time, what is happening, Noelia? So by 4:30, everything was sorted out. My flight was canceled due to weather, severe weather, because I would have been stuck wherever, Houston. And then the hotel got refunded to my account, and the car service was already like not an issue, a non-issue. These little thingamabobs are getting cut off, so I'm just trying to add them back on. So if you watched my closeout of my of my Franklin Covey, you'll see that I also didn't, I closed out the week, but my weekly remained blank because I ended up putting my weekly in here. Maybe I'll do a little video of like when I travel, what that looks like. I think yeah, because I did the video of like, this is my wallet, my Louis little pocket is my wallet. But when I travel, it changes because I'll either, if I'm traveling internationally, it goes, oh, why is this, why am I having such a hard time? It's like not lining up and it's driving me mad. So it changes, and then I still need to track the things I track even when I'm traveling. So it kind of gets, it looks different. When I'm traveling, my wallet turns into a travel wallet, which is really different than just a regular wallet. Okay, so that is what happened. I was supposed to be on a flight an hour and a half ago. Unfortunately, because of the weather in Houston, which is where I had a layover and connection, it threw everything off. So yeah, and I couldn't change the flight to the following week, because it says the weather. And for anybody who's in Houston, I'd like to know, if any of you watch me and you're in that area, I'd like to know. But I couldn't reschedule for fly within 7 days, because the whole point of me going these specific days was because I needed to be back. I had to be back by the 25th, you guys, because my friend had to have her second surgery for her breast cancer. It's a whole other story. But I'm taking her to the hospital to get her drains taken out on the 25th. And I'm not missing that. She was depending on me, and there's no way I was gonna miss that. So I just had to, I was like, no. Plus the rains, like there's still gonna be a storm. So that's just bonkery. All right, so normally the reason I wasn't gonna decorate this and put it on video was because I was gonna be traveling and there was nothing that was gonna happen this week. So really, I would have decorated it, but it would have been just like travel, and I would have kept a record of what I did with my dad so that I could transfer it here. I wouldn't have taken this with me. But now that that's not happening, really don't have anything for the week as far as appointments, because I knew this week was going to be clear for that reason. So I did keep a record of 8650 sunny. I worked, oh my god, yesterday was bonkers. I did errands. I did a pedicure, and then I packed until 11 p.m., you guys. Which is funny, because considering it's just a couple of days. And then pack for trip. And then I also did a deep watering in the garden, plus tomatoes. And I taught Belle, because I thought I was going to be gone. So I was like, come here, I need to show you what to water, how to water. And so she was so cute. She enjoyed it. She had her headphones on and she was just watering while I was tying the tomatoes. Today's going to be sunny. We had a fire happen. Fire started. I put that here. Thankfully, they got it under control, but it was, all of our area was smoked out. It was really bad. Okay, you guys, that is it. The week is decorated. There's really nothing going on because I was supposed to be on a plane, and that is that. What I'm going to do today is print on my silhouette the times, a sheet that actually cuts correctly, because clearly these didn't cut correctly. But that is it. I appreciate, let's slide her back in. Again, I'm going to do another video where we go back from May on and do stickers. Maybe I'll do a separate video of just us putting stickers in. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you want me to do a separate video of us putting stickers in from May 14th on? Or do you want me to do that next week's plan with me? We do the regular plan with me and then we go back and do all the stickers. So one video as opposed to two? Question mark? Let me know. Okay, again, I want to thank everybody for your heartfelt messages that you guys sent me on Instagram. I appreciate it more than you know. I am, like I said, just grateful for all of you in this community. It is just so meaningful to me. If you are new here and you enjoyed this kind of content, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, you guys, I'm jumping back on for a quick little after combo. My son has a really good friend who is going through some really tough times. I don't know all the details, but I promised Jaden that I would leave a link to his friend's GoFundMe as they're raising funds for his friend and their mom who are struggling right now. This is not something I ever do, but I made a promise to my son. So there is a link in the description box. Whether you decide to donate or not, it is up to you. Feel no pressure whatsoever. Okay, that is it. I just had to put that in there because I forgot and he reminded me. So there you are. All right, this time for real. I will see you next time. Bye.